Pam Preston. God knew many years ago that I was going to be sitting here and I was going to be the development coordinator for the center. God knew exactly what he was doing in that process. When I was 19 years old, I found out that I was pregnant, and I was with the husband that I'm with today. We weren't married back then though. And I made a split decision because I wasn't ready. I didn't think I was ready to have a child. And I made a split decision to have an abortion. And no one really stopped me. Adoption really wasn't in it for me because I didn't think I could carry the baby for 9 months and then give it away. And so I made that choice, and I remember going to Dallas. It was a cold, dark building, and walked out there a different person. But eventually, I was told that I was pregnant. I wasn't in the best situation, but I told God if you were going to give me one more chance, I was going to do it right. I was going to have her, and I was going to be a good mother, and he was going to be a good father. And I have an 11-year-old girl today, and couldn't be prouder of her. And so, but when I came on at the center, they asked the question if you've had an abortion. And they want to know, so if you're going in the room to help other women, that you can be healed 100%. As I went on to go into a room with somebody, I walked up into a room with somebody here at the center, and she was somebody that I knew from my past. And I walked in, and we knew that she was abortion-minded. And as the story went on, she said the first 5 words that I said to her changed her mind. And it wasn't the first 5 words that I said to her. It was, I have no clue what they were. It was what God said to her by using me as a testimony in that room and letting all my mistakes and letting me make a difference in someone else's life. And she delivered her baby 9 months later. She didn't have an abortion. And it just goes to show you how God's forgiveness and God's plan can work in your life too, if you'll let it. If the Cleburne Pregnancy Center would have been around, and it was actually around, that's why we're celebrating 30 years, because my child would have been 28. So, and I lived in Cleburne, so it was here 30 years ago, but I never sat down with somebody to ask me, what do you feel is going to happen if you do this decision? How are you going to feel 5 years down the road? Or what are your values? What are your Christian values? How do you feel God is going to feel? How is your family going to feel about this? Anyone to just sit down and talk to me probably would have made a difference in the outcome of what I would have done, because I was so headstrong. I made my decision. I didn't talk to anyone about it at all. I just went and did it. And if that's what we do in those rooms, we talk to them. We get them to take a breath. And when they walk out of here, we give them a journal to write in, things for them to take a breath and think about what they can do. And just that breath can make all the difference in the world.
My name is Charnice, and a little background on me. About my junior year, I met Andrew. I gave him my number on Twitter, and I stalked him for about a week because, that's just a new thing. And he came to my house, and I just jumped in his truck like as if he couldn't have just drove off with me and killed me, but, no biggie. And it was just like an instant connection. We talked all night, and it was pretty awesome. And around that time, that's when I realized that I probably shouldn't be doing bad things. I had made a promise in my head with the Lord, like, as soon as I'm done with truancy and I'm off of this probation period, like, I'm gonna get my life together, I have 1 more year, I'm gonna go to college, I'm with Andrew, we wanna go to the same college, like, we're gonna move forward in life. And so life seemed great, but I wanted chicken wings all the time. It was horrible. And Andrew was just like, you're kind of scaring me a little bit, like, I think you should take a pregnancy test. And I'm like, no way. Like, I will never forget. We took a test, not thinking anything of it, and like instantly it turned positive. And he's crying, and I'm like, it's okay. Like, we'll figure it out. No big deal. What his understanding was is that kids will ruin your life. Like, this is the end of the world, and if we have this baby, I'm stuck with him and we don't really know if we like each other that much to like stay together, you know? So that was the start of our battle in our lives, you know, of just kind of, do we want to have this kid? Is this what we're supposed to do? And then everything kind of crashing down on us, like we made a mistake. I want to say a mistake that turned into something beautiful, but definitely wasn't something planned, you know? I decided to take a second test just to make sure, you know, I was really pregnant. Came to the pregnancy center, took the test, it was positive. We got to see the baby. Because in my mind, it was already made up that it was just a matter of, am I gonna be a teen mom by myself doing this, or am I gonna raise this kid with her father? I wanted Andrew to be on board. I wanted us to one day get married. I wanted us to, you know, me to graduate and everything like that. And it was a very hard battle every day fighting him on it. You know, it wasn't always good, but one day on New Year's, he just woke up and was just like, you know, I think we should keep her. And I was just like I almost spit my eggs out because I just couldn't believe that he said that. It was just so random, you know, for someone who was so fixed on not keeping her. Like, he would fight me every day. He just randomly was just like, I've just had a change of heart. Like, I feel like we should keep her and that this is the right thing for us. We should move out of my parents' house. Like, we should do this, this, and that. I feel like if I would have never came into the pregnancy center, I really don't know exactly where my pregnancy, what path it would have taken, because I was so lost and I was so vulnerable to do and go and say whatever to make everyone in my life happy. But by meeting Stephanie and the people that I've met in the pregnancy center, I was able to find that strength and to get closer with God, because I definitely lost that path with him. I was just nowhere near close to him, not wanting to know him. And being here, it drew me closer to him. And with him, I was able to make that decision and be strong enough to stand up to my family, to stand up to Andrew, and be pro-life and to do the things that I really wanted to do. I feel comfortable enough to just come into the pregnancy center and hang out if I wanted to. I feel like it's always an open door policy, even without me being pregnant or having anything going on.
Well, I'm Jennifer Walker. I'm the ultrasound tech here at Cleburne Pregnancy Center. Been here for 3 years, and my story is that 7 years ago, I decided I wanted another child. I was 37 years old. Went through the entire pregnancy with 2 ultrasounds, I want to say. And at 38 weeks, I went into labor. When they took me back there and he opened me up and got her out, it took a while. And he looks at me and he said, "Are you sure you want to tie your tubes?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah, I'm done." That pregnancy was so rough on me. And he said, "We're not sure how the outcome of this is going to be." That's when I knew something was wrong. Well, she weighed 3 pounds and 4 ounces. I was full term, 38 weeks. She was rushed to Cook's by ambulance, and I was released the next day to go see her. And of course, we went through tests and everything. Found out she had trisomy 18, which is a lethal form of Down syndrome. She lived 17 days. Once she passed away, it was hard. I was sure. I didn't know. My husband didn't know at the time if I would come back from it, and I wasn't sure if I would come back from it. And at one point, I decided this could either break me and just break the people around me, but I decided to make her time here important and make it matter for something. And so went back to school after being a pharmacy tech for 20 years. Went back to school at 38 and became an ultrasound tech, and I now work here in a doctor's office and at my own office. These girls, everybody here knows me. I've known you for years, and I don't know, I feel like I can sympathize with them better. And then I love my job. I honestly do. As soon as they see it, because as small as at 6 weeks, they're about the size of a grain of rice. But you can see the heartbeat just going. And that gets just about everybody. We have to keep a box of tissue in my room for the happy tears. Once they see and hear the heartbeat, that's the biggest thing, hearing that heartbeat. And then when they're a little bit further along and you can see the arms and legs starting to form. Them seeing that movement or that jump, they get so excited and they have the biggest smile on their face. And there's been some that come in there and was just completely walled off to it, quiet. By the end of that, just smiling and tears rolling down. Everything, I've always believed everything happens for a reason. And I won't lie, there for a while I was questioning God, why? Why? I don't understand why this is happening to me. But after I went through everything and it all finished, I still believe to this day everything happens for a reason, good or bad. There's reason behind it all.
Mi nombre es Evelyn Morales.
Hi, my name is Evelyn Morales.
Y llegué a este lugar por una amiga que me dijo que aquí podía venir. Y hoy hace 2 años que vine a este lugar.
And I was referred to the center by a friend who told me that they provided free services. And today is actually 2 years that I have been here today.
Vine al ultrasonido y escuché el corazón de mi niña por primera vez. Sentí una emoción muy grande porque confirmé que sí estaba mi bebé.
And when I came in for the ultrasound, that was the first time that I got to hear the heartbeat and really see my baby.
Y sé que un día ella va a entender y yo por eso a veces la traigo aquí para que ella vaya sabiendo. Y cuando pasamos por aquí, cada vez que paso yo le digo, aquí fue donde supe que venías en camino.
And every chance that I get, I bring my daughter here so that she can begin to know where I first found that she was coming.